Do you want to have a spooky paranormal discussion with us? Come join us. Warning, this show is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are theories, folklore, historical, fantastical, and speculation, and not to be taken as pure fact. Viewer discretion is advised. Melanie, Lightbeam, and the Shamrock Pixie join forces together to bring you paranormal, strange, unusual, scary, spooky, or just overall unbelievable stories and discussions. Viewer discretion is advised. This is an open talk show discussing all things paranormal. We encourage audience participation. So sit back, grab some popcorn, share out to your friends. Together, we can explore the paranormal. Don't forget, subscribe to everyone, hit that like button, share out, or for super chats as a thank you. Have fun and enjoy. Welcome to the show. Enjoy the show.
I have to laugh at that every time I say that. I'm so happy we got our first WTF and we just started. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Jello, everybody. Welcome.
All right. So normally we do these shows on Thursday. I did a show with Des Thursday in the afternoon. Everything was all fine and dandy. I was happy until I had a medical emergency. My sugar crashed and my blood pressure went through the roof. So I was in the hospital for a good overnight. They didn't release. Yeah, I was in there for about 12, 13 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm smiling. I'm here. So we decided, since it is Easter and we wanted to have this on Thursday, we just shifted it over to today. It's Easter. Why not? And this way we can stay on track with our discussions. Because, Des, what are we doing this week? Well, next Thursday? You have no idea.
I forgot my book. Oops.
The eclipse!
Oh, yes.
The eclipse is next week.
I know it's the 8th.
That's
Isn't
okay.
That crazy?
Yes, we're already in. Tomorrow is April 1st, April Fool's Day, which there's going to be a little discussion about April Fool's Day tonight. Very important. Got your pen. Get your pen out. Get your notes out, because this is going to... wait, Lisa says, I can see ghosts. Well, what people would call shadow people. That's, you know, something, we needed you last week. Not the Thursday, but the Thursday before, because we had people sharing their own personal scary stories, like scary ghost stories, and seeing spirits and seeing ghosts. So unfortunately you weren't there, but that is okay, because we are going to have more shows where we're going to talk about this, and we want to do a show on shadow people.
Yes. So we are definitely going to, I wrote that on our list of, we have quite a few pages of ideas that we have gotten from all of you for show topics. And I did just add that. I thought I added it before, but I did just add it to.
No, I know we definitely talked about it. So
yeah,
I
forgot to write it down.
What do they call him? The tall man? The whole story about the tall man with that comes to you and visits. Oh yeah, that creeps me out. I don't want to see the tall man.
There's a whole lot of different things about shadow people, shadow children.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Yes. So Lisa, you came to the right place, because that's what we normally talk about. It's just each week we do a different paranormal or controversial topic, and I really wanted to do an Easter one. Now, I do have to say one thing about this show. Slender Man, yes, tall man, slender man. That's exactly, yes.
That's who I was thinking. However, I didn't want to say it first. We actually have a case in Wisconsin that deals with the Slender Man. and it was not a good thing. And the girls that were involved in it are actually still sitting in prison.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that the one? Is that the one where they claim that the Slender Man killed their girlfriend or something like that? And
it was the girls planned to help make the Slender Man happy because they believed in him. And
Right.
yes, they attacked their friend and left her for unalived, but she survived. And the girls are, as a matter of fact, just recently, they were trying to get it to where they could be released out of jail or out of prison, and it hasn't happened yet. So
I don't think that's going to happen. Like, there's certain cases, I don't think there's any rehabilitation. Something like that. Lisa says, I'll say it. Nobody wants to say the name. It's like Beetlejuice. Don't say the name Beetlejuice too many times.
Beetlejuice,
Anyway.
Beetlejuice.
Yes, we wanted to hear you said him. Either that or Candyman. Or what's the other one where you're looking in the mirror? Bloody Mary?
Yep.
Oh, we got to put that with the urban legend one.
Oh,
Bloody
yeah.
Mary. Urban legend. Okay. Anyway, I have to say I'm actually surprised about something. And I told Des this. I got 3 different private emails in regards to this show. And what I find interesting is I don't mind receiving emails after the fact once you see the show, but I almost love how I get emails before the fact with the assumption of what we're going to be discussing. Yes, there is going to be controversy. I mean, look what I'm saying before. Entertainment purposes only. Some may be controversial and it may be against people's individual views. That's one of the reasons why we bring a topic like this, is to discuss that it's not just one side. There's so many different aspects to looking at things. And I think Easter is one of those topics because this is a holiday that encompasses so many different religions and it's all packed into one. And depending upon what views that you practice, study, or know, you might not be aware that there are other religions that celebrate this holiday.
Right, exactly. And real quick, hello, the bargain effect. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, Tommy's in the house. Sorry, Tommy.
We got a little sidetracked. We apologize, my dear.
I know, I was trying. Well, Lisa's talking. What is the rake? Is that something else, rake?
I did write it down.
Okay, I got to look that up because I don't know what the rake is either. Hello, Chris. Chris is in the house. You just came just in time. We're talking for a time being, opening up. If anybody, please share this out. It's a different time. We're not permanently doing the show on Sundays. We prefer to do the show on Thursdays, but we figured, hey, I really want to get this topic out. So let's get the topic out. Let's say hello. Oh, Google the rake. Okay, I'm definitely going to Google the rake. I'm not going to do it now, but that'll be on my list to Google. That'll be something later on, like a good scary, like, oh, what is the rake? All right, so Des, I guess we're talking about Easter. Well, what does Easter mean to you? Like, did you ever celebrate Easter, or like how do you celebrate Easter?
Okay, so when I was a kid, we celebrated Easter with Easter baskets and stuff like that, you know, like the normal. Oh, and I think I am clipping for some reason. Okay. What in the world? All right. I don't know what's going on there. I was clipping.
You're fine.
Okay, so growing up, we celebrated Easter with the baskets and stuff like that, the candy and everything, but we didn't do the whole church thing. When I was a teen, I did start going to church, and then we would celebrate. You know, I would celebrate still the Easter baskets on Easter, and then the whole church thing. And then as an adult, I just stopped celebrating it. I mean, I'll say happy Easter to everybody. It's just not something that we celebrate in our home. And so, because it's turned into something other than what it was meant to be, so we just don't really celebrate it.
See, same thing with me. When I was a kid, it was always about the chocolates, the Easter bunny, taking the picture, which of course being like, it was just like Santa Claus. You take a picture with the Easter bunny, it's creepy, it's scary, the kids are crying and sitting on the lap. Oh, Easter bunnies poop out delicious Cadbury. Let me tell you something. Cadbury cream eggs and Peeps are my favorite Easter candy. Okay? I love the Peeps. I love the Cadbury cream eggs. And they do now make Cadbury cream eggs for Halloween. It's the same thing, only they change the liquid to a purple color. It's purple and green instead of white and yellow. So when you bite into it,
I've never had one like however you say it. So obviously, never had one. So
never had a Cadbury cream egg. Tommy, you have to buy her one. Oh, you can't eat them, too much sugar. It's pure sugar.
Well, it's not so much the sugar; it's my teeth. So.
Oh, they're nice and soft. They completely melt in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm good.
I've had people say that literally. I'm going to try to keep this clean, but when you bite into it, it's a squirt of cream, like it's gooey, melty cream that squirts in your mouth when you bite into it.
I'm good.
But I mean, that's what Easter was all about. It was the Easter egg hunts. It was the Easter bunnies. Yes, new clothes. My family brought me to church, and I think I mentioned we had one of those super churches where there was thousands and thousands of people that would attend. They would have like a rock concert. They called it the Easter cantata. It was a rock concert of Jesus. They did the whole where they brought the animals showing the birth of it, and they did the whole life and death show of, and it was like a 3-hour show, and you were singing and dancing, and you got to wear your Sunday best, and you got your little Easter bonnet with the cute little dress and the dress shoes and all that other stuff. And that was what Easter was for me. Now, of course, from a Christian,
quick, Tommy says, "I love when the Cadbury
yes!
go on clearance after Easter."
Tommy, just try to at least have her try one of them, or at least have her just open it up in front of her and watch the goo come out.
I'm honestly good. I like my junior mints. I'm happy with those because those are soft enough for me to eat.
I'm telling you, these are nice and soft. They're not hard at all. They literally.
I don't know. I've seen Tommy with them.
Squirt of cream, and then. Here's something. This is an aside. I'll just say this. You got to have your peep wars. So what you do is you take 2 peeps of different colors. They have to be different colors. You put a little, toothpick in their hand. Okay, so each one is going to get a little toothpick. You put them side by side on a plate and then put them in the microwave. Turn it on. You'll start watching them with the... They start having peep wars until finally one of them falls over and blows up.
No, Jaslyn, absolutely not. Because I can see, because she's watching with Tommy now. You know, she's watching with Dad. I'm just putting this on the record. No.
put little. You put little tiny toothpicks in their hand, and you watch them, dog, 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 and they blow up, and then finally one of them will get knocked over, and that's the declared winner of the peep wars. And then because it's all gooey and squishy, you can have the peep now.
Which means this is what Tommy and Jaslyn are going to be doing once the Easter candy gets.
That's the point. They're growing in the microwave, so the toothpick will start shaking back and forth. So that's why I say you got to put them close to each other with the toothpick in hand. They'll start battling each other.
I guarantee you it's going to be on TikTok from either Tommy or Jaslyn.
I tried to do that, but my problem is my microwave is too dark. Like some people have a really dark microwave. Some have a light that you could see in. I can't record it. You can't see it. So if anybody has...
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
All right, just once, y'all. That's it, once. Chris is like, OMG, LOL.
But back to the whole Christian perspective. Yes, I grew up from a very born again Christian perspective, and Easter was about the I was going to say revolution, resurrection, the revolution of Jesus. No, the resurrection of Jesus. So basically, you had your Good Friday, where he was nailed to the cross. You have him 3 days later, he resurrected. But what's great about it is that actually encompassed an entire week. They call it Holy Week for a reason, because it started off last Sunday with the Palm Sunday. That's with Jesus coming in, and they're celebrating, bringing palms to him. Then you had it's a whole week of events. Let's see what we had. We had Palm
Good Friday,
Sunday,
right, or something like that.
Yeah, each day is a different thing. I want to just pull that up so we have exactly what. Okay, so you have Palm Sunday, you have Spy Wednesday, which is the betrayal of Jesus with Judas. You have Easter Tridenium. You have Maundy Thursday, and that which that's where they had the whole breaking of the bread. They had the Last Supper, and then you have Good Friday, which is actual crucifixion, and then you have Sunday, which is the Ascension, the Feast of the Ascension, and the he rises from the dead. So some people, sadly, I mean, this is something that some people have said, and I don't mean to offend, but other people call him Zombie Jesus because
I have heard that term. Yeah.
Yeah, because he might be one of the original and first inspirations for the zombie movement. I know that's offensive. It's offensive.
It's not that it's offensive. It's just we're talking about the different things that people believe, different things that people associate with Easter. So,
and even dare I say this, even the Last Supper has ties to the vampire movement as well, because you're breaking the bread. This is my body. You're having the wine. This is my blood. So the whole idea of eating of the body, eating of the blood, the symbolism behind that. So sometimes they call him Vampire Jesus, sometimes they call him Zombie Jesus for this. But let's talk about the big thing. And this was what everybody got. Of course, there is pagan history behind Easter.
Right. There sure is.
Absolutely. It's pagan. I find that interesting, that the emails that I got, and like I said, I've got them from 3 separate people, which I don't mind. I absolutely love people who send me emails. I just wish that a lot of times that I would get the emails after the fact and we could discuss it, instead of before the fact, assuming that this show is going to be nothing about paganism. In fact, the paganism part is such a tiny part of Easter. I actually want to talk more about the Judaism aspect of it, because there's more history in Judaism than there is with paganism.
Exactly.
Uh-oh. What did I just say? The zombie Jesus or the vampire Jesus or something else? So, and like I said, Renee, and welcome to the show. What we're discussing is just various things that people do say in regards to this holiday. I mean, there are people that despise this holiday. And I mean, dare we even mention what happened in the White House today? Or no, we're not going to mention that. They're definitely not going to mention that. But it's like, if you just look at different aspects of how people celebrate this holiday, and like I said, I'm not going there. Do your own research on that. That's all I have to say is what happened in the White House today for Easter.
Was unbelievable.
That in itself is that is a controversial issue in itself. But not going there. We're going to talk about exactly what we talked about. So as far as the pagan issue, this all goes back to, and I would love if everybody did their own research on this. I'm just doing very, very small snippets of this. You could spend an entire college course learning about this stuff. So we're reducing it down into like 1 or 2 sentences. The first thing you need to look at is the Council of Nicaea. Okay, now that happened in 325 325 AD. So we're going back to 325 years after Christ. What happened was they had a council where they invited 1,800 bishops. Now, each of those bishops were allowed to bring 2 guests. So there is the assumption that this was a massive council. It went from May all the way to July of all these bishops, priests. And what they were trying to do is they were trying to take all of the tenets of the church and try to come up with a uniform belief system in Christian orthodoxy. Because up until before this council, Christianity was illegal. It was Emperor Constantine was the one who legalized Christianity. So that alone is an amazing bit of history, is that the fact that there actually was a religion that was completely against the law to practice. And if anybody wants to know a modern day religion that is completely against the law, look up Falun Dafa. And that is completely against the law in China. If you are practicing Falun Dafa in China, you will be executed. So that just goes to show that there are still religions to this day that are completely, and it's sad, because my belief is you could believe in whatever you want to believe in. You should not be persecuted against whatever religion you are.
Exactly.
It shouldn't. If you want to believe.
And real quick too, you know, when Christianity was pushed, a lot of people who didn't practice Christianity were executed when they refused to to follow the Christianity rules. So no religion is perfect in any way, shape, or form. And I know we have very religious people that are going to be watching this, but you have to do your research and you have to understand that there were other religions that were practiced before Christianity even became a big thing. And now all you hear about really is the Christianity. And there are still other religions that are practiced that you have to show respect to. Well, you don't have to, but as a Christian person, you're taught to accept and show love to everybody. And so that would also mean other people's beliefs and religions. So that's just my 2 cents in that.
You're absolutely right. I mean, even look at the Last Supper. We could take a look at the Last Supper just for a moment. They weren't celebrating in their head the Last Supper. They didn't think. I mean, they're sitting at the table having food. They're doing that. They're celebrating Passover, or which was otherwise known as Pascha or Pascha, however you want to pronounce it. It's different pronunciations, but they're celebrating Pascha, which is Passover. They were from Judaism. They practiced that. So they're breaking the bread. They're having the wine. They're doing this. They're saying their prayers from their Jewish faith. They didn't know that it was going to be the Last Supper. It just turned out that after they had that supper, they had the crucifixion of Christ, they had the rising of the dead, the resurrection. And the question is, and this is what I find very interesting, there is a Bible quote that I want to quote. Let me just find it real quick. Okay. Because I find this fascinating. Because the question I had is, when did Easter actually come into play? Like, when was Easter popular? Now, in the Council of Nicaea, which I was talking about, and there was actually 7 different counselors of then, but the first one was the one that's the one where they determined what to do with Easter. So they determined what time of year to have Easter, how to celebrate Easter, what does Easter mean. Now, what's very, very interesting, and I would love if people had their Bibles in hand, if you are a King James Bible version, turn to, or you could just write this down, turn to Acts 12:4, because that's a very, very interesting quote in the Bible. It is the New Testament, but in Acts 12:4, it says to them, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Now, the first question I had reading that quote is, who are the he's and hims? I had to look that up because I didn't understand the context of who they're putting in prison. Because at first I thought, wait a minute, are they putting Jesus in prison and they're already talking about Easter? That doesn't make sense. It turns out they were actually talking about Peter. This was after Jesus has already been crucified, after the resurrection and everything. They were talking about when they went after all the apostles. And many people don't even realize this. All the apostles ended up getting killed. All of them. Nobody survived. So in the time when Peter, he was the one that was being put in prison by King Herod. Now, I had to question that as well. And that's why you can't just take one quote as is. You have to expand upon it. I'm like, wait a minute. King Herod, he was the one kill all babies 2 years and under when Jesus is born. Now you're saying after Jesus is dead, after Jesus died for our sins, now King Herod is trying to kill all his apostles. It turns out that this was King Herod Antipas, the son of King Herod. So in other words, there was a what can I say? A royal outpouring against Jesus since he was even born, if you look at it. Because you had King Herod the father that's saying, okay, kill all the babies 2 years and under. Then, after the whole Jesus thing, you now have King Herod Antipas, which is the son of King Herod, is now saying, okay, we're going to capture all the apostles and kill them. But what gets me is this is the one and only quote, which is Acts 12:4, that talks about Easter. That's it. Any other time, they use the word Pascha or they use Passover, which is used 28 other times in the New Testament and 29 times in the Greek Testament. So that's one of the things I find fascinating is how many times when you look back at the King James Version of how they keep changing context of the words in the scriptures. It's really interesting. And it's almost like they change the words in the scriptures in order to try to run a narrative that's different than what was actually written in the original text. Yeah. So like my family was always big on King James Version. Okay. And I will say this, I studied religion. I studied, I'm not saying I'm a religious expert or anything like that, but I've made my own conscious choice that it's like, okay, if I'm going to read a Bible, I'm not going to read the King James Version. I would read one of the original ones, particularly anyone that would have the crap, I can't even say it. The books that were taken out of the King James Versions. It starts with an A. I can't say the word. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, and the Bible has been redone numerous times. It seems like every time they print it out, reprint it, something's changed in it.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
in fact, one of the most controversial Bibles that you will ever read, and this is one of those things, if you ever find it in copy, it's a keeper. Grab it, and that's the Slaver's Bible. So in other words, back in the Civil War times when they had slavery, they actually would give Bibles to their slaves, which doesn't make sense because a lot of times a lot of them were illiterate, but they would have people that would read the Bible to them. The Bible is a completely condensed version of the actual Bible. And you would say, oh, that's fine. It's simply because somebody was reading it to them. They couldn't read. No, it was condensed to only include the aspects of the Bible which glorifies slavery, which teaches you to be a slave, for you to be, because there's a lot of references in the Bible that talk about slavery being absolutely good. And that's what the most controversial Bible is the Slaver's Bible, that it was reduced down to talk nothing but how to be good to your master. You're shaking your head on that.
I just think it's intriguing and interesting that the Bible has changed in many different ways.
Mm-hmm. And I find that sad. I mean, I personally, I find that sad because I think it should be consistent no matter what language it's in. I mean, I understand that, okay, maybe you can have like a default in a different language. Like sometimes some words don't translate. But if you look at, I mean, it's almost as if every time you look back at an old Bible, I mean, I guarantee I have some old Bibles. I could grab a Bible from like 1940, which will be completely different from the Bible I'm reading now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, people say, let me put this correctly. There are people out there who say there are a lot of books from the Bible that are not published, that they are in a sacred place in the Catholic head honcho where the Pope is, that have not been released.
Well, one of the biggest controversial stories is the story of Jesus's wife, Mary. He had a wife. It was almost of obligation of men his age to be married, and then there was the whole idea that she was supposed to take over the church. She was the one that was supposed to be the next
Magdalene, or however you say it.
Yeah. She was the one that was supposed to take care of the church. It was supposed to be a matriarch, not a patriarch. And that's why that's one of the books that they definitely took out. They took out the books which talks about like, okay, they do mention giants and stuff like that, but the whole idea with the Nephilim, they took out so many things in regards to how angels mated with humans and created superhumans, and that's a whole controversy in itself. I mean, we could do a show on nothing but that.
I have it written down.
You have it written down. Like I said, this show is just it's how do I put it? It's a little tease on each and everything.
Right. And people have to remember, you may not agree with this, and that is 100% fine, because that is what you believe. But we are definite, and I want to remind people, we are sharing with you things that we have found that other people, not necessarily us, but other people do believe. And that is what the whole idea of this show is to share with you what other people believe. And if you don't like it, it is all right. If you do like it, that's cool. If you're learning something, awesome. But again, do your own research.
Yes, we always want do your own research. I mean, like I said, I'm just touching there. You could take college course after college course. You could read book after book. I'm reducing it down to like 1 or 2 sentences. And I mean, even that doesn't give it the respect that it deserves. But it's opening up ideas that maybe, who knows, maybe I may say something. Maybe somebody has never heard of the Council of Nicaea and be like, hey, wait a minute, what is she talking about? And may do their own research. There was 7 different councils. Those were the councils that were done each year that tried to make a uniform belief system out of the orthodoxy of Christianity. And the first one, which I was
Christianity, if you look at it, Christianity literally has different branches.
Oh,
I mean, tons of different branches. And so, a lot of times Catholics do not get along with Baptists. They have 2 totally different mindsets on where the religion goes, but yet it's still based on the one thing. And, personally, I think religion can be very fascinating, but at the same time, it causes a lot of issues for people because they are set in a way where, nope, this is the only belief. They are not open to hearing other beliefs. And it is because of how they were taught the religion that they are. My mom was Southern Baptist. Southern Baptist is different than Baptist. It's different than Catholics. It's different. There's so many different things and so many different ways that you can go with this. And in church, they celebrate Easter by you coming in. You have a nice sermon that is put on. And then you have a potluck. Some churches do the Easter egg hunt. It just, and I've been to quite a few different churches where each one was set up just a little bit different than the other one. And so, I think it's interesting. And if you really want to learn, you have to be open to other people's theories and ideas and then do your research from there.
Absolutely. Now, I'll go back to my notes. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Oops. Yeah. So back to Easter with the pagan. The pagan goddess of fertility of spring is known as Astara, Easter, or Eostre, which that's where Easter comes from. So when people were saying, what does eggs, what do bunny rabbits have to do with the fact that Jesus died for our sins, was crucified, resurrection, has absolutely nothing to do with it. But what they did was there was an actual spring holiday where they would celebrate the rebirth. They would celebrate fertility. I mean, this is the time when the birds are out there and they're mating, and the fruits and the plants are growing. The harvesting, not the harvesting, but it's time to grow your plants. That's what I'm trying to say. It's time to grow your plants.
It's spring.
It's spring.
Not only that, but Persephone, actually, if you go through Greek mythology, it's when Persephone comes up from the underworld and her mother is happy again because she has her daughter for 6 months.
Aww.
But that's a whole different topic. We're going to do a mythology video.
Yeah, we'll eventually do. Yeah, I mean, with all the different topics we can go, and we love the fact that people keep giving us ideas. I mean, I love that I get emails, I get this and that. Like I said, I was a little surprised to get so many emails before the topic instead of let's talk about the topic, because I would love to get emails after this. In fact, I would love if people comment on the show itself. You can watch this at any time. It stays up live. You could go through the comments and stuff like that of what people are saying. But I love the fact that this is an open type of forum that we could get anybody to talk about anything. So in regards to the Easter thing, there is a very, very interesting theory. And the theory is interesting because of timing right now. And I'm going a little bit off the Easter track just simply because today is March 31st. Okay. Now, there is a theory behind 13-month calendar. Okay. And it would make sense if we were under a 13-month calendar. In fact, it was said that we used to have a 13-month calendar, but they ended up changing it. So the current calendar is 12 months long. With the 13-month calendar, if you think about this, you've got September, SEPT, which is 7. You've got October, OCD, which is 8. November, NOV, which is 9. But that doesn't make sense. Why is September the 9th month if September means 7? Why is October the 11th month if it means 10? It doesn't make sense. Why are the months named differently? And the reason is because if you go by a 13-month calendar, today is the last day of the year. Tomorrow, April 1st, is supposed to be the new year because it makes sense. New year, new beginning. It's the springtime, new birth. This is the time to plant your seeds to create your foods and stuff like that. So technically, we want to say to everyone Happy New Year, because tonight is the end of the year. Tomorrow is supposed to be the new year. What makes it even more weirder is this is the time that they have a theory behind April Fool's Day, that the devil fooled everybody by people forgetting the one thing that they should remember. Because in the Bible, it talks about when God says, you are going to forget my name and you are going to forget me. And the fact is, if we cannot even remember when a birthday is, if we cannot even remember what God's actual name is, and we discussed this in previous shows, which I think is one of the most beautiful things, that if you look at Yahweh, that's the actual name of God, and it coincides with the sound of your breath. because when you take an intake of breath compared to the exhale of breath, it's two different sounds, and it would be translated to YW, W, like Yahweh. And it's just a very beautiful thing. So from the moment you are born, you're saying God's name. At the point you die or alive, well, the point your life ceases to exist, that's the point you can no longer say his name because you can no longer breathe life. I think that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. So technically, instead of celebrating Easter, which is his death and resurrection, we're supposed to be celebrating today his birth and the new life, because it's spring. And if you even go by the calendar with the astrological signs, there was no way that the star that they saw was December 25th. Yeah. There was no way that star was there December 25th. It was there sometime during the springtime. So it would make sense that it would be April 1st if you go through that.
Yeah.
So that's a conspiracy theory behind. And for proof, all you have to do is go to your Google Calendar and go back all the way to like 1500s, and you will see for some reason the Google Calendar just messes up and there's like 3 weeks missing in the calendar. And that was when they converted from the was it the one calendar to the Julian calendar. So you can tell there's a point that the calendar doesn't make sense.
So the one thing that confuses me every year is Easter falls on a different day every year. Every year. So if Easter is when Jesus woke up or resurrected, why is it different every year?
That's because that was determined with the Council of Nicaea. That's what they determined. In fact, I have it written down somewhere where it talks about the actual
because it's from, Easter always falls between, and I'm looking at the notes here, Sunday between the 22nd of March and the 25th of April. That is a big span of time.
And it has to coincide with the moon. So they coincide with.
So I know my birthday, when I was born, I know it's on a different day, but it's still the same date. It just falls on a different day. So to me, when my grandfather, when his life was done, same day, just the same date, just a different day that it falls on, but it's still the same date. So it doesn't make sense to me in a sense on why we would celebrate it between March 22nd and April 25th. I mean, that just doesn't make sense to me, even though we are going, according to this, based off 7 days after the astrological full moon. You still have one specific day, one date that it happened, not that big of a span in between when it would happen. So it to me personally, it doesn't make sense.
And I'm glad you found that. I was looking for that in my notes because I knew it's. Where did I put that?
It is on page 4 at the end.
I couldn't figure out which page it was. Thank you.
But yeah, so I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. When somebody passes, when it's the same, literally the same day every year. For those who celebrate it, the passing of a loved one, it might be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it's still the same date.
But also think about this. It is part of an entire Holy Week. So if you were to change the dates each week, then it changes the whole thing. It's no longer Palm Sunday anymore, because Palm Sunday each year will be on a different day. It'll no longer be Thursday for the Last Supper. Oh, okay. He's writing it down. Thank you.
Yeah. Easter is not always on the last Sunday of the month because it's a movable feast that's determined by a calendar. Those big words, I tell you. And it's Latin. So,
computation? Computus? Called computus, which is Latin for computation. See, I'm glad because I got my notes too, and I'm like, he's got his notes. We all got our notes.
Well, we have our notes up. It's just, it still to me doesn't. I guess in my brain, it's just not computing.
I think it also has.
I mean, think about it. You know, when somebody passes away, they passed away. Let's just throw a date out. March 8th. You know, 2000. Okay, that will always be the day that they passed away. Not movable. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense because they're moving it. Well, how many times? Like, yeah, it hurts my head.
Well, here's another thing to throw a twist at, and this is a very serious twist. In the time of Jesus, when he was actually alive, that wasn't the time frame or the time calendar that they were going by. Because remember, right now it's 2024 because this is 2024 years after Christ. Because Christ started at 0. So we are 2024 years after Christ. At the time of Christ, he's not walking around saying, okay, the calendar is based on me. We are now in year 0. That wasn't even a concept at all. So this was something that was established during the councils as well that says, okay, we are going to change our time frame where Jesus is so significant. He is going to be the 0 calendar year. This way, anything that happened before Christ will be BC.
Yeah.
Right. Anything after would be AD, which is the Latin for Ado Domino, whatever. I can't say it. It's Latin, but it basically means after him. So that's where the BC, before Christ, and AD come from. We are now in, like I said, 2024 years after Christ is around. Once again, when he was celebrating, he wasn't celebrating a Last Supper. He was celebrating Passover. He's having a Passover. Well, they also say after death, but there's an actual Latin version of it. Adno, Domino, whatever the Latin word for death is. I can't say it. But yes, before Christ, after death.
I can barely speak English half the time, so Latin is a foreign thing for me.
I'm bad with Latin. I try, but I mean, if you know, like some of your love language, your Spanish, your Italian, you can start piecing Latin and start getting it. Just if you like mix your languages up, because they're all Latin-based languages.
Yeah, they tried to teach me Spanish when I was a kid, and yeah, I just couldn't get it. I'm like, English.
I spent years learning Spanish to not be able to talk it, but I can pick up the book and read it. Don't ask me why. I just cannot. I cannot hear it. I cannot understand it. I cannot Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Here, he's got it. Latin phrase. And
Domino.
Anno Domini. Yes, in the year of the Lord. That's what the AD stands for. Thank you. That see, Tommy.
There it is.
I had it. I'm like, I know.
Oh wait, hold on.
But that's exactly. What?
I'm trying to point to it, but my hand didn't want to go the right way. It's reversed.
That's the year of the Lord. All right, so so we talked about a little bit about the pagan. We talked about the Christian festivals. We talked about each of the days. We talked about Pascha. let's see what else.
Here's an interesting one. I'm on page 5 of the notes.
Okay. Page 5.
So let's bring in the egg.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yes.
So the egg is an ancient symbol of new life and rebirth. Okay. In Christianity, it has become associated with Jesus's crucifixion and resurrection. The custom of the Easter egg originated in the early Christian community of Miso. We're going to call it Miso. Who stained eggs red in memory of the blood of Christ shed at his crucifixion. As such, for Christians, the Easter egg is a symbol of the empty tomb. The oldest tradition is to use dyed chicken eggs.
Which I will put that in the chat because I think that's a very important thing in regards to the eggs. So let me just copy in. Oh, of course, it's too long.
Gotta do it in chunks. Gotta do it in chunks.
Yep. All right, let's see. Let me do it in chunks because it only allows me to do half of it at a time. Oh, well.
All right. So while you're doing that, I will continue reading.
Yeah, keep going.
In the Eastern Orthodox Church, Easter eggs are blessed by a priest, both in families' baskets together with other foods forbidden during Great Lent and along for distribution or in church or elsewhere. A modern custom in the Western world is to substitute decorative chocolate or plastic eggs filled with candy such as jelly beans, as many people give up sweets as their Lenten sacrifice. Individuals enjoy them at Easter after having abstained from them during the preceding 40 days of Lent.
Okay, wait. He's bringing up some dark. Why am I frozen? Hold on. I'm frozen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and see you. You're moving for me.
Okay, okay. Now I'm back. All right. Bargain Effects brought up a very interesting thing. Easter has a dark side because of its roots can be traced back to the ancient pagan rituals that celebrated the spring equinox and the goddess Ostera, which we talked about that. And if you notice how that's spelled, that's where the word Easter comes from. Because remember when I was saying, where is Easter originating? That's one of the things. For example, dyeing eggs was observed in these evil rituals. And then he said the Egyptians hung decorated eggs in the temple, and the Romans used to decorate eggs as well. Oh, thank you. I'm not frozen. I was frozen for a minute. I couldn't see or hear anything. So I'm like, am I frozen? But
okay. Did you read the first part of it? Has the dark side one?
Yeah, I did.
All right. I was just getting a little behind here, so I just wanted to double check.
Did I delete his message? How the hell did I delete his message?
No, it's still there.
No, it's not. It says I deleted it. I'm sorry. Here, tell me I deleted your message. Don't ask me how I did that. I totally deleted his message. This one. This one. I deleted that for whatever reason. I don't know why. Probably because when I was frozen, I was going through them, and for some reason it said I deleted it.
Oh, yeah, on here I did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. So that's why I just highlighted it, because according to the scroll, it says I deleted it by accident. Sorry, Tommy. Now, we spoke about the Easter eggs. We got to talk about the Easter Bunny. Because I think one of the cutest things, I know you want to mention this because it's adorable. This is on you. You go for this. I love this one.
It's Australia.
It's so cute.
So in Australia, I guess they don't use the bunny as their Easter bunny.
Yes, because the bunny, I'll just say this. The bunny for them is like a mouse or a rat here. They destroy crops. They're evil little things. Nobody wants the bunny. You do not take care of the, yeah. So Australia, they don't like bunnies. They shoot bunnies.
I have to show the little guy. Okay, because he is so cute. Look at how cute he is. He looks like what we would call a shrew here in Wisconsin with long ears. But he is so cute. Look at them ears. It's like chinchilla ears.
So instead of an Easter bunny, oh wait, you took it down. I was going to say put it back up. Okay, don't take it down. Put it back up.
Okay.
No, because this is important.
Okay.
Instead of an Easter bunny, they have the Easter bilby, which is a native Australian marsupial, and they're completely endangered. So it's like hard to find these things. But could you imagine this little creature bringing you like a little basket of bunnies and eggs and...
And Jaslyn would keep him and protect him.
Yes, he's endangered. I think it's so adorable.
Oh, he is. He is so cute. He really, really is adorable. And at first, when I saw this picture, I thought it was Photoshop, but no, it's a real thing. He's real.
It's like the jackalope or something.
Right. So
that's the Easter bilby. That is a real tradition. And remember, in Australia, they don't sell, their Easter is not the springtime, it's actually the fall time. So that's something to keep in mind, because where they're located, the seasons are different. So for them, it's the fall.
I can take him down now.
Yeah, we'll remove him. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't think
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
I thought he was so cute. But we were talking about the Easter Bunny legend began in Germany, of all places. According to scholars, the holiday was named after the goddess Ostera, who was depicted as the fertility goddess and the goddess of dawn and light. She was honored at pagan festivals celebrating the arrival of spring, further highlighting how there is a blend of pagan traditions with Christian holidays. We talked about Cadbury cream eggs, didn't we?
Yep. More than 1.5 million Cadbury cream eggs are produced every day. 500 million Cadbury eggs every year. That is a lot of Cadbury eggs.
And you know what the thing that is, they sell them individually and you can never just get one. But the problem is if you get the individual ones and you put them in their pocket or something like that, they're going to melt easily because they're very, very soft and they constantly melt. And it's like you got to put them in the fridge or you got to put them somewhere that they'll stay hard, that they won't get melted and squirt out all their liquid.
Yeah, I think it's been a couple years, I think, but I think Tommy puts his in the freezer. He'll have to correct me because I can't remember for sure because that's his thing, not mine.
Does he do that with Peeps too? Because some people do it with Peeps. They don't like the soft mushiness of Peeps.
No, he does it with like certain candy bars. He'll put them in the freezer. But
that's too hard for my teeth in the cold.
Well,
no, here's another Peeps story, and I find this horrifying, but people actually do this.
But I do have jelly beans.
Jelly beans! They will actually take Peeps, purposely make them stale, so that they'll be hard instead of soft when they eat them.
Jaslyn.
Ugh.
She does that with chips too.
That breaks my heart.
A lot.
It's stale. It's bad. It's not supposed to be tasting funny like that. And
yeah, Jaslyn does that with a lot of cereal. She does it with cereal. She does it with chips. She does it with some of different types of candies. She just
wait. How many? The most cream eggs eaten in 1 minute is 6. Hold on, you can eat more than 6 in 1 minute.
But that was in 2014. I mean, those are pretty big, right?
They're not that big. You can eat more than. Well, wait a minute. If it includes opening up the package and everything, that alone will waste time. So, like, if you have 6 Cadbury cream eggs and you have to open up the package in order to eat them, because I mean, I would say you could do much more than 6. What I would have 10 of them, open up the packages, and then just take out.
I'm. No.
Or you'd be those crazy people that just eat it with the package, the tin foil on it. No.
Ow.
No, that would be bad.
That would be very bad. Very, very bad. There's Jazz. Hi, Jazzy.
Hello, Jaslyn. Welcome to the show.
I am sharing out again.
Share it out. It's in the getting. I am so surprised that that's only 6, considering how many people with their food records right now, because you could literally just pop those things in your mouth. But they're very, you know what it is? They're very sweet. Like that would give you a diabetic coma if you had that many of them or something.
Yeah, so if you're diabetic, we are not recommending doing that. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I would not think that. See, Jaslyn says the same thing. I bet I could do more. But I think they're counting taking off the wrapper of each one, because that probably is what the waste of time is.
She'd probably be the one that eats it with the wrapper.
Right. I think you just spit the wrapper out.
I love my baby girl, but
all right, what else? What else do we have? So we talked about painting eggs originated in Ukrainian. It's a Ukrainian tradition. For countless generations, Ukrainians had been decorating eggs and calling out to the gods and goddesses of health and fertility.
Yep.
The traditional act of pishalka is made by using wax and dyes, but this colorful custom didn't take off until Ukrainian immigrants came to the United States, when they started actually dyeing the eggs completely. And then pretzels. This I did not know. Pretzels used to be associated with Easter. They were known as Easter pretzels because the twist resembles the arms of arms crossing in prayer. From the 1950s, it was tradition for Germans to eat pretzels and a hard-boiled egg for dinner on Good Friday. That I did not know.
Tommy says they are counting opening the eggs.
Yes.
World Records.
Okay, so then that totally makes sense, because those things are sometimes really, really hard to open up. Well, that's okay, Jaslyn. You already have you were granted one shot to do the peep war. Make it a good one.
Yeah, just one, and you have to record it.
In fact,
I was like, no, but
if you really want to be funny, put them all in a circle and have a bunch of peeps instead of just 2 of them, so that this way it could be like a big battle.
And you're cleaning the microwave when you're done, Jaslyn. Just saying.
As long as you don't, yes, just be careful, because what happens is the marshmallow will expand. So you don't want it expanding to the point that it burns or explodes.
It'll
give it a 60
Tommy
second
and Jaslyn thing together.
I want to see the video because my microwave is too dark. It doesn't come out in my microwave. I'm wondering if I could put it in like my toaster oven or something. Like, would that work in a toaster oven? Like one of those pull-out toasters that.
Oh, like a convection oven type thing?
Yeah, I've never tried that.
I don't know.
I don't think so, because it's the microwave that's putting in and making them whatever.
I wouldn't want to eat them after they've been in the microwave. I used to eat Peeps, but not so much. I think they've changed over the years.
They have. They changed everything.
They don't taste the same to me. She's going to put in 5.
Put in 5? There you go.
Or she can put it in for 5 minutes.
Oh, no, not 5 minutes. No, you only want to put it in at most like 60 seconds, maybe a minute and 20 the most. You don't need to put it in that long, because after 10 seconds, you're going to watch them start expanding. They expand right away.
You don't need them that long, child.
Yeah, you really do not need them. Plus, you still want to eat them when they're done. They'll get all nice and mushy. All right, what else do we have? I think we're coming to the end of our notes. Easter baskets. Okay. Where are we?
Hello, welcome. Happy Easter. Christina.
Hello, Christina. Welcome to the show.
I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
I always pronounce it Caravulius, but I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. But everybody says Cece. Oh, wait, you like it burnt? Like when it starts
burnt foods.
Oh, all right. So, you know something? Put it in for 5 minutes. Watch it explode. You're going to have to clean up the microwave then. It will explode all over the place. It'll go. Don't ruin. Oh, wait, that was correct. Okay. The battle of the Peep Wars.
I'm glad you're able to pronounce that, because I'm still looking at it going, Towa. So CC works for me.
Buying a new outfit from Easter stems from superstition. Back in the mid-1800s, people believed that buying new clothes to wear on Easter would bring them good luck for the rest of the year. And lucky for us, the custom continues. Now, interesting. Think about this. Buying new clothes to wear on Easter brings luck for the rest of the year. Once again, that's going back to the 13-month calendar, where April 1st would be considered the new year. So think about that.
Interesting, but maybe that's where we're going wrong. We need to go, honey, we need to run out and go buy new outfits.
well, remember, okay, remember I always said that all of these theories somehow collide together, and that eventually they come together and it makes it sense in the big picture.
Right.
1880 is the year that people are questioning, between 1860 to 1880. The reason is there is a large chunk of society that believes between 1860 to 1880, that was when history was completely rewritten. And the stuff that has happened before then was all fill-in, because they're saying that the calendar is actually 1,000 years off, that we are not in 2024, that we should be in the year 1000 right now. So that's an interesting little thing. If you're going back, that they had to make up 1,000 years in order to, but that's not my belief. Remember, this is just crazy beliefs. But it's very, very interesting that they would say buying new clothes for the new year, new calendar, spring, start of the rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's a far reach. It is.
Yeah, but like, okay, so like Tommy says, lucky for us, the custom continues today. When you go to church, you see the little kids running around, little boys, the little girls running around, and they got brand new outfits on, and that's so cute.
He's giving all the fun facts.
Yeah.
Most Americans bite off the ears of the chocolate bunny first. Yeah.
I did not.
I wouldn't bite it. I would squeeze him and because I always like the hollow ones. I don't like the hard ones. I like the hollow. So I would squeeze the head so that all the pieces would fall inside of it, and then I would eat one piece at a time.
I tended to give my brothers my chocolate bunny.
But I never liked the hard one, and I would always used to tell them, don't give me the hard solid one, because I remember I would just be like gnawing on it and you never got anything from it. It was just hard. So I like to squeeze the head, let it crackle, go inside its body, and then one piece at a time.
I'll be right back. I think I'm going to sneeze.
Oh no, she's sneezing. All right, I'll go to the next one. In fact, it's a whopping 76 say that when they take their first mouthful, followed by 5% who eat the feet first and 4% who eat the tail. How could you eat the tail first? It's a little tiny tail. Hello, Bud Files. Welcome to the show. We've been on for approximately an hour now. We're in the process of discussing Easter. And
sorry.
Did you sneeze? Are you okay?
Yeah, I sneezed, so it was kind of interesting. I was like, I don't want to do that live. Okay, so most of the time I would give my brothers my chocolate bunny, but if I ever did, or when I did eat, it was feet first.
It was feet 1st?
Mm-hmm.
You turned him upside down?
Yeah.
But
I didn't eat my chocolate bunny every year. A lot of times, like I said, I would give it to my brothers, but once in a while, or I think it was like a couple times, but when I would eat it, it would be upside down. I like the feet, but I hate my feet.
I will say this. I like jelly beans. I do not like the black jelly beans. I cannot eat
those. Those are gross.
But nowadays, they came out with so many different jelly beans. Like they have the Jolly Rancher, they have the Starburst, they have the Sour Patch ones. Like you could get any flavor of jelly beans that you want. I like the good old fashioned Jelly Belly ones.
These ones are, I don't know if you can see them, probably not, but these ones are just regular jelly beans,
but speckled.
And they're sparkle, or it's got like a sparkle to them. And then different colors. Mm-hmm. I do have those, and then I have my Junior Mints.
Junior Mints. Well, the funny thing is, when I was discussing about Jelly Belly Bamboozled game, they have a version called Bamboozle where the jelly beans look like your favorite flavors, but it's actually something like spoiled milk or rotten eggs.
Oh yeah, the Hogwarts jelly beans.
Either that one, or like I said, they have the Jelly Belly versions. It's a game called Bamboozled, and you have to take you taste the same color, and one of you will get the disgusting one, the other one will get the real one. She's got the 19. What 19? What?
I have no idea. What do I got 19 of? Are you talking about me? What do I got 19 of? Jelly beans? Yeah, I have a little bit more than that, my dear. But I'm not exactly sure what she's saying.
I still found it funny that for Valentine's Day I got jelly beans and I separated them all into different colors and put them in different jars. They're long gone. I think it's cute though. That was adorable. You got Krona? What?
I have no idea.
Oh, is she talking about because you're coughing and Jaslyn?
That's me.
Now I know what she's talking about. No, you don't
got
want
it too. It took me a minute, but then I was like, "You behave, child."
Either that or she won't let you do the P-Bores.
Behave. Not okay, young lady. Not okay.
Misbehave. All right. What else do we have for Easter?
The Easter baskets.
Easter baskets, yes. The woven treat containers represents the bird's nest and new life, especially when it's filled to the brim with eggs. So you think of an Easter basket as a bird's nest, and that's why you put the little eggs in them.
Okay, I got a question for everybody. How many people eat ham for their Easter dinner?
Hi, baby. Look who decided to come up. This is Hope.
Hi, Hope. And she's going to wrap her tail around your face.
That's exactly what she's going to do.
So if you eat ham for your Easter dinner,
I'll put it in the chat. How many people eat ham for Easter?
Put it down below in the comments after our live. However, this is interesting. There is a reason you probably eat ham for Easter dinner. Historically, most early Easter celebrants would have eaten lamb for this special occasion since the holiday has its roots in Jewish Passover. But these days, many American Easter dinners now feature ham instead because of the timing of the holiday. years ago, hams cured over the winter months and would be ready to serve in early spring.
He's coming up with the fun facts. In Hungary, young girls are soaked with water on Easter. Is that where the wet t-shirt contest comes in?
Oh boy.
Let's just wet you. It was the tradition dates back to 80 times when tribes inhabited Hungary. The act is still prevalent today. Girls dress in traditional clothing and boys throw buckets of water at them. The practice is called we're gonna make you fertile. Here's water.
Oh, it's like a holy water when they sprinkle holy water on you as a baby.
They're cleansing them, ready for the act of fertility and spring, new life, new beginning. They're hosing them down because, like, back then people didn't take baths or showers, so why not just wet them?
I'm glad I did not grow up in Hungary because yeah,
I think there's a more cynical view to that. Is like, yeah, it's like, let's get them all nice and clean because
yeah, I mean, back then, you know, showers and all that weren't really a big thing. However, that's an interesting fact that they would be watering of the girls. It's not going to help you grow. Oh, crud. Germans celebrate Easter with a bonfire.
The night before.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, the night before Easter, thousands of Germans come together to burn the old Christmas trees, marking the end of winter and beginning of spring. See, that's another. It shows how it's a new year, new beginning, new.
Yeah.
And our timeline is completely wrong. We should be in a 13-month timeline. It's done astrologically. It's done in the horoscopes. It's done with the moon cycles. If they kept a 13-month calendar of 28 days each, it makes perfect sense. You'll only have one day, which is April Fool's Day. That would be your off day.
Yet it was also believed that the fire will drive away evil spirits. That's interesting.
Now, one thing that's big with Easter happens to be flowers. There always is Easter lilies. And that happens to be a new tradition with flowers because Easter lilies originated in Japan and arrived in England in the late 18th century. The U.S.
lily.
I'm sorry?
I have the Easter lily.
Mm-hmm. That caught on only after World War I. The transition of dormant bulbs to delicate flowers brings to mind hope and rebirth, two important themes of the Easter celebration.
Wow. Tommy's fun fact, 81% of parents steal candy from their children on Easter. They do it on Halloween as well.
I was going to say they do it on Halloween.
Americans prefer peep chicks over peep bunnies.
No, I like the bunnies better than the chicks.
I think they both taste funny. So, in a survey conducted by Peeps, 64% of Americans prefer chicks to bunnies.
See, I never realized that because I always get peep bunnies. I don't know if it probably will work with the peep wars, but now I almost want to take chicks and bunnies and put them against each other. Who will win? Would it be the chicks or the bunnies? Jocelyn, you got to test it now. Who's going to win, the chicks or the bunnies?
I don't know.
He's completely out cold, baby. She came up.
That's actually pretty interesting.
They miss me.
Fun facts, you know?
Yeah. I think that's hilarious. We got that. Oh, the Easter egg. Well, we talked about the White House earlier today. We're not bringing that up. However, the White House started their Easter egg roll tradition back in 1878. President Rutherford B. Hayes was taking a walk when children approached him and asking about an Easter egg hunt roll. He loved the idea Easter egg hunt roll. I realized I said that wrong. Sorry, guys. He loved the idea, and it's been one of the cutest annual White House events ever since.
Until
oh my
this
God!
year.
read what happened this year, and then you'll determine whether it's a. But yeah, they have the Easter egg hunt, and I don't know. I never was able to find the like in any Easter egg hunt I ever did. I was never able to find the golden egg or anything like that. Like they always had like a special prize if you found the golden egg, or never got that.
Wonka.
Wonka. All right, what else we've got? We've got Osterhaus. Yes. Osterhaus is an Easter symbol that seems to have its origins in Germany, where it was first mentioned in German writings.
In the 1500s.
Sorry. The actual Easter Bunny legend is rooted in German tradition. The legend holds that a poor woman living in Germany decorated colorful eggs for her children to find in the garden. As soon as the hidden eggs were found by the children, a large hare was seen hopping away. The children thought that the hare, Haas, left the eggs. So Osterhaus is like Easter. It's a little Easter. So they thought instead of their mother leaving the Easter eggs, they thought the little bunny left the Easter eggs. So that's where the bunny and the Easter egg comes in as well.
Which is pretty cool. You know, somebody was trying to do something nice for their children, and it just kind of caught on, and that's awesome. You know, that's pretty awesome. I don't think when she did it, I don't think she thought she was going to be part of history, you know, and doing it. So, you know, what are you, or how do you guys, let's go through one. How do you celebrate your Easter, be it as a child or as an adult, with your family? What are your normal traditions for celebrating Easter? 2, what do you guys eat ham for your Easter dinner? That's 2.
I got 3. But
yep.
It's 3. I'm typing the questions you asked. So
yep. All right. I'm just looking through.
I'm gonna put one. What's your favorite Easter candy?
Yes.
Which, you know something, I should probably put these questions as a poll. Jasmine's like, I eat a lot of candy. I eat a lot of candy.
She opens her candy and lets it get stale.
No, Jasmine, you want it fresh and gooey and good.
She's done that since she was young, though.
In fact, that's how you know if a Cadbury cream egg is stale, is when you bite into it and the goo doesn't come squirting out, and it's like just this hard goo.
Oh.
It's literally this soft, gooey stuff that, like, you take a bite of it and just, yeah, it's goo. All right. Well, let's make a couple of announcements because I think we're coming to the end of things.
Yep, for sure.
The first thing we want to thank everybody is thank you. Normally, we do not do a Sunday night show. So we did this because, like I said, I had a medical emergency. I was in the hospital Thursday and Friday. I came home Friday. I'm fine. I feel much better. It's just it was my blood pressure and sugar problems that they needed to address. So we decided to have it today on Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. Our next show, and this is going to be an amazing show, is we're going to be talking about the eclipse. Because as many of you know, on April 8th, there is going to be a solar eclipse. There are a lot of strange things that are happening and strange things that are being reported even before the eclipse has even happened. So we're going to discuss everything that people are talking about, why people are losing their minds and what is so significant and special about this particular one. And I found out a couple of things today, which I'm in shocked about when it comes to this eclipse. So I'll share more of that as we get closer to the date.
Yeah, for sure. And that's this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just writing down our questions so that
do you have your book with us with the other shows or no?
I do.
She does. See, she's good. I left my notes in the other room.
All right. So we just did our Easter one, and we're coming up with the on Thursday we're doing the eclipse. So here's one for you out there. What's something strange that has happened or do you think will happen during the eclipse? I actually might have to take my mom to the doctor at the time of the eclipse. So this should be interesting because I will be out and about. And then I think when the 11th, when we come back for the mermaid/sirens, we should talk about, maybe we should move that one down one, like move everything down and talk about anything that did happen during the eclipse.
Oops.
Yeah, what do you think?
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens because as we're getting closer and closer to the eclipse, weird stuff is happening. Very strange stuff. And it's all being
talking about making sure that you have plenty of food and water.
Yes. Which is strange for a solar eclipse. Why are we getting, because Texas has already gotten the emergency decree that they're shutting down the power system. We already know that they're shutting down the power system. And here's the thing, the eclipse is only 4 minutes long. Why is the power system going to be shut down if it's only 4 minutes long? So we're already getting warnings about that because they say that with the solar and everything like that. But 4 minutes should not make a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of. Well, I thought it was longer than 4 minutes, but I mean, I could be wrong. I don't.
Well, as it's moving, it's going to be. I mean, the whole thing about the time it goes from Texas straight through up north is going to be about like an hour and a half worth of darkness. But I mean, in each section where you are, you're only going to see about 4 minutes worth of.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That really does make sense. So I think what we should do is, so the 4th, this Thursday, we are going to talk about the eclipse and the things that are being said that could possibly happen during that eclipse. And I think we should move everything from April 11th down.
We'll see if actually if hell breaks loose. If all hell breaks loose, absolutely. If nothing happens and this was just a joke, then yeah.
Otherwise, this is what we have as of right now for our schedule. April 4th, eclipse. April 11th, Mermaids and Sirens, Part 1.
Yay.
April 18th, the Bermuda Triangle, Ley Lines, Mermaids/Sirens, Part 2. Then we have April 25th, Disney, and things that are strange going on with Disney. May 2nd, we have Fairy Tales. That is the Grimm brothers and Disney and how they went from one extreme to the other. May 9th, we have the moon landing. And we might actually have a special guest that night.
Oh, are we? Ooh.
Yes. So stay tuned. Then May 16th, we have urban myths or urban legends. And then different, we'll kind of like touch base on a few different ones that we know. And if you guys have any, be prepared for that day. And then May 23rd, we have mythological creatures. That would be unicorns, dragons, all those kind of like fairies, gnomes, mythological creatures. So we hope you stay tuned, come back with us, and enjoy the next few weeks. And then we will be putting out more to keep it continued.
Yes. And I will say this: our intentions is not to make people angry, upset, or hurtful in what our shows are. The only thing we want to do is we want to say, okay, with everything, there are so many different perspectives on how you could look at something. We just want to introduce different perspectives that maybe you might not have known about or heard of before. So
exactly.
The stuff that we talk about is not necessarily our own personal opinion. We may give our opinion. I mean, I might say this is what I believe, this is what I don't believe. However, we value and appreciate any opinion that, and we want you guys to share your opinions and thoughts. So if there is something that you want to add to the discussion, definitely put it in the chat, put it in the comments below. After the show, send us a letter. I appreciate letters. Like I said, I was really, really surprised. I was really surprised that I got multiple messages even before the show.
Yes. And
although I will say this, I was happy that I did get one email in regards of being concerned about what happened and what happened to the show. So that I was actually thankful for. But
and also, real quick, with the Bermuda Triangle and the Mermaid series, part 1 and 2, I do have a personal story that I will share. But you have to watch both of them to see which one I'm going to share that on.
Oh, we made Bargain Effect cry, and he's going to go in the corner and cry. Don't cry. Oh, if
you're going to cry, go make spaghetti. That always makes you happy, honey.
Spaghetti. Oh God. Okay. You need to write this down in the corner, please. Pastafarianism.
And how the heck do we spell that?
Pasta. 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 And then Fanarism. Fanarism.
S what?
SM. Fanarism. ISM.
Okay.
Okay, that is a made-up religion. It's actually a made-up religion in which the god is the flying spaghetti monster, and you pray to the spaghetti monster. So just write this down.
I have to explain. Now I'm going to the bar. I have to explain that to you. I don't know. He's been on this kick for the last, I don't know, couple weeks where if I stay up longer than him, he thinks I'm going to the bar.
Oh.
Yeah. The thing is I don't leave this house. Why would I go to a bar? But so it's kind of like a joke. So his thing now is, I'm going to the bar.
Go to the bar. Well, everyone, we want to thank you so much. Be sure to come back on Thursday where we are going to talk about the solar eclipse. And I think that'll be a very interesting topic because who knows what's going to happen. And there's a lot of controversy behind it. So until next time, we want to give it lots of love, lots of smiles.
Much love, everybody. We're going to the bar.
We're going to the bar. I will work with that. Let's go to the bar. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Have a good night, everybody.